Yeah, that's it. Ralph's Opinion Local. We're a little late today due to some my door knocking here. But anyway, we're here for Ralph's Opinion Local. Yeah, that's it. I'm the man. That's right. It's not Shaft, it's Ralph. Yeah. All right, that was some Isaac Hayes for you and the theme from Shaft. All right. As you know, a lot of people do get the Shaft. But anyway, all right, let's get started here. Ralph's Opinion Local. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, and I want to apologize for being late once again as well. All right, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Lots to talk about in the Pittsburgh area, Western Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Lots of different topics today. Kenju's Lounge. That's where Bon Journey will be. Bon Jovi Journey tribute band since 2006, the #1 band for Bon Jovi and Journey tunes. They're a cover band, but they play at Kenju's Lounge, and they present Bon Journey. Opening up for them is the let me see, who do we have here? The opener is the Buying Breeds with Kevin Bologna. So there you are, Bon Journey. Check it out. 8 o'clock start time. $10 for seats. If you order ahead of time with Kenju's Lounge, $15 at the door. My advice to you: it's a standing room only place. I would believe. I've never been to the place, but if it's a standing room only, you might want to ask them that and get there early and get yourself a table there as well. All right, so you might want to do that. So if you don't like standing room only, like I don't, because I'm handicapped and it's hard to look over people's heads. All right, I'm late today for this show because right after I went off the air with Ralph's Opinion, I had somebody here from housing. As you know, in case you don't, we had a fire here a few weeks back, and we're having difficulties up here in my apartment because of some stuff that was going on with the fire in connection with smoke and some stuff in our air ducts and things like that. So we had an inspector come up here, and we had to have a conversation. So I do apologize for being late for this one. All right. All right, let's get started here. $1 million for the NFL draft. And I watched the city council meeting yesterday. I participated in it. I was speaking there again in behalf of the fact that, in case you're not aware, PCTV has shut down. Okay, I had to speak again to try to get it back up and running. Now the city decided that they were going to spend this $1 million and not notify city council. So let me ask you this question. You operate a business and you have a loan with a bank, okay? And you tell the bank you're going to use that money for your restaurant, and you take it to open up a drug business. That bank's going to be angry with you because you didn't tell them what you were doing with the money. The bank is Pittsburgh City Council, like Anthony Coghill said, who represents Beachview and some of them communities, okay? And I like Anthony Coghill. I think he should run for mayor. He's a good guy. He knows what he does his job for his community, okay? For the communities he represents. But this $1 million for the NFL draft was not presented to city council. So city council yesterday voted to accept to do this $1 million for the NFL draft, which is needed to cover some expenses. All right. And here's the kicker of them all. To me, this is the easiest thing to do, but nobody wants to do it because everybody thinks it's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. What's embarrassing is when you can't supply safety and security for all your guests that come to Pittsburgh for an event, such as the regatta, which we don't have anymore, such as the Three Rivers Arts Festival, such as, Juneteenth and all these other festivals that go on. Okay. Now the city, because of their lack of security and safety, has decided to make people who rent Point State Park or whatever, and the state police don't have it either. And now city council with this $1 million is saying it's not enough, and they're going to need to ask the state police for more help. State police don't even have enough help. County police don't have enough help. The sheriff's department's busy running around chasing deadbeat dads and hauling prisoners from the jail. They don't have the time either. Okay. So what do? You call the state National Guard and get them in here. It's not that hard. Remember when COVID happened? Governor Wolf, and one of the smartest things he did during COVID was he sent the National Guard to that nursing home in Beaver, that Brighton nursing home, because they needed help. Well, the city needs help now. Why are we not calling the National Guard for this for the draft? What's the problem? What? You don't want people standing there with guns? Then don't shoot people. You don't want people standing there with guns? It looks bad. No, it doesn't. You're not looking bad at all. There's no shame in doing that. And here's the interesting part. I watched today's meeting where some people got cussed out about this because they should have been the ones from the mayor's office, should have been the ones to communicate to city council about this $1 million. Well, I watched the rest of the meeting, okay? And they're sitting there whining and complaining because they don't have enough help. Well, go get it. Go to call the Pennsylvania National Guard and say to the governor, I need help. It's not that hard. I said they should have bring the National Guard in here to work with the police. And the police union goes, "Oh, we're submitting to the criminals." No, you're not. You're sending the criminals a message. The message is we're not going to take it anymore. So if you have the National Guard around, you will send a message to everybody: don't do what you think you're going to do, like rob people, steal, beat them up, assault them during the draft or whatever, shoot people. Okay, it's great. Pittsburgh's getting into the NFL draft. Well, I don't want to hear no complaints from North Shore restaurants. I don't want to hear complaints from anybody when the draft's here in 2026 that you didn't make any money. Now they're complaining because there are other parts of town that people might not go to these restaurants because they're going to be confined to one area, which is North Shore downtown. Because I'm not sure yet where they're having the draft. Okay, is it North Shore? Is it at Point State Park? Where is it? Okay, where are they going to have it? All right. So, how do you justify not having enough security? Oh, well, we'll call state police. State police didn't even have enough to cover anything this year for the arts festival and all that down there. They fought with the city over that. So you do the next best thing. You call in the Pennsylvania National Guard to help you with the draft. Now, they said they're going to go somewhere else to look for this $1 million. Good luck. Nobody has anything. Corporations don't have it. Well, of course, the corporations weren't talked to, that they couldn't keep PCTV open. What makes you think they're going to pitch in money to help out the city? I get it. It's a lot of money. I get it. It's a lot of business. I get it. It puts prestige to the city of Pittsburgh. But when you're incompetent like our council is, most of them, except for maybe Anthony Coghill, and you're lazy like the rest of them, okay? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Daniel Lavelle, because you haven't called me back yet, and I challenged you at city council meetings about doing something about PCTV. If you don't have the money, tell me so. Don't sit there and not respond to me. That's when I get aggravated. Okay? And now I'm aggravated because of that. So good luck with the NFL draft, city of Pittsburgh. Good luck. Because you're not doing anything right. And my suggestion of calling in the National Guard on Tuesday, when I call in on Zoom to talk to you about this, okay, it's the logical way to go. Okay? The logical way to go. And there's no excuse for this. None. All right? You have an opportunity to make this city look good. Look at Detroit. Look at when it was in Nashville. Look at where it was everywhere else. Next year, I believe it's in Green Bay. That's going to make the Green Bay, Milwaukee area look very nice. You see what I'm getting at? But you got to do it right. You got to have all of your cards in the deck. And the city of Pittsburgh does not have that. That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Next, the mice at the Blawnox high rise. Shame on county housing. A big damn dirty shame. How do you let people live in a building with that's mice infested? And I know what you're going to say, Ralph, it's all over the place. Yes, it is, but get it eradicated. Get it fixed. Get an exterminator in there. Oh, Ralph, that costs money. But so what? If I'm a landlord and I got that problem, I'm not letting it happen. Do you see what I'm getting at? And then when the media comes to see you, you have no comment because you know you're wrong. At least get on the air and issue some kind of statement. You issued nothing. And then the statement that you do issue, well, we do care about the safety of our residents. Well, if you care so much about the safety of your residents, then get rid of the mice problem at the Blawnox high rise, county housing. Okay? I'm surprised HUD hasn't stepped in and shut this building down. It's disgusting. Mice, rats everywhere. People can't live. Believe me, I wouldn't put up with that. Why should you? And if you're a taxpayer or anyone that funds this stuff, I'd be angry. If you're somebody looking to get into that place, I'd be angry. I'd be angry anyway. How would you like it if your mother lived like that in there? Or your father, or your family, or your kids, or anyone who ever lives in there? It's mostly for senior citizens, disabled people. If I find out somebody in a wheelchair is living in there and has mice, believe me, I'm getting angry. And then county housing could get sued. Okay? County housing by an agency. If some agency gets called about this, like the Americans for Disabilities and some of the senior citizen, what do they call that agency? The Agency for the Aging. You understand what I'm saying? This is unacceptable. And this is affordable housing or low-income housing. I had a friend of mine that lived in that building. If she was there and this was going on, you better damn well believe it wouldn't go on no longer. But she's up with the Lord. Okay? That, to me, is unacceptable. And it should be unacceptable to you as well. And to anyone who either lives in that building or is affiliated with that building, should be ashamed of yourself. And I want to know where the management is here. Why don't you tell housing, go get an exterminator and get in there and get rid of this mice problem? Okay? What, you just lay traps down? What's traps going to do? It's going to kill them, yeah. Are you going to come in and clean it up? No. Okay? Spray it. Go around, get rid of it. Hunt them down. You see what I'm saying? Kill the nest. Do something. But guess what? We live in a nothing society, so nothing gets done. That's Ralph's Opinion Local today. All right. We come back after these words, more of Ralph's Opinion Local. City police blow it again. I got a story for you on that. Also, the security for Sarah Almirado, County Executive Sarah Almirado, did her first executive order. We'll talk about that as well. I'm sorry. PCTV update, which I gave you a little bit of, and Trump in Indiana, PA. All that coming up right after these messages.
Need insurance? Well, I have an agent for you who has great customer service and will meet your insurance needs. Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance and Bristol West Insurance. He will help you with auto, life, renters, fire, and more. Call Robin today at 412-366-3399. Tell Robin Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance. Digital Data gives you on-demand access to a team of professional web designers and data-driven marketers for an affordable monthly flat rate. Discover your website's earning potential today. At Digital Data, our goal is to provide small businesses with the tools and services they need to be successful online by utilizing our team's deep knowledge and experience. Call now, 866-276-9504.
All right, we're back here. Ralph's Opinion Local. Don't forget, Sports Corner Radio Show returns. And guess what? We're on a better signal, better slot time, and also a better show. We've added Claudio Rosano to the show, which I'm glad to have him. We start October 5th, 2 to 3 p.m. The return of the Sports Corner Radio Show. Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudio Rosano, 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM. The Answer. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm ready. We're all pumped up. We're ready to go. Let's get this show on the road, as they say. Also, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios. Call them today, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, our studio sponsor, right here for all RW Media Production shows. And don't forget the website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. All right, Ralph Williams here. We're back for Ralph's Opinion Local. Once again, I want to apologize for being late. As you know, we've had a fire here. ServPro's been up here a couple of times. They're inspecting air ducts. And then somebody from housing came up here. We had to have a conversation. They showed up right after I got off the air with the Ralph's Opinion show. I am considering moving both of these shows to the evening so that we can accommodate everybody. And I'm thinking about doing that. And so we may be doing that starting next week. Okay. I have to get my graphics designer to fix my graphics and do some other things. But I'm thinking we possibly might move this to the evening time. More people will probably watch. I want some watchers and subscribers. I'm up to 176. I want to get to 200 by the end of the year. I should actually be at more than that. I talked about that on Ralph's Opinion, which will be uploaded shortly as soon as I'm done here with this show. All right. Let's talk about city police. They blow it again. A lady called now. I'm not exactly sure where she lived, but I found this out. She called city police. She said that there was a naked man on her porch. The naked man lived at a high rise across the street from her. Okay. Now, first of all, if this guy's got a mental case, why is he even in that high rise? That's the first problem. I know what you're going to tell me. Okay. We'll talk about that later too. The Western Psych people walking out, having a rally, very upset, and I don't blame them. And I'm not satisfied with the UPMC statement, which we'll talk about as soon as we're done here. Took the city police an hour and a half to get to her house. Now, when she called them back, they said there was a shift change. But who knows what she was able to shoot this man away because she has a gun in the house. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Let's say you don't have one. And some guy comes up on your porch and he's naked. And you call the police, you got to wait there. How do you know that guy's not going to do bodily harm to you? The city police blow it again. I'm not going to go any further. I said it. National Guard needs to be here to help city police. But it's the union, the head of the union says, no, we can't have that here because that's embarrassing. No, it's not. You're not doing anything. You're telling the criminals, no, we don't want you. You're not going to be doing this and we're not going to tolerate it. That's like if let's say if the Marines are losing a battle, which they don't lose too many, but they're losing a battle. What do you think they're going to do when they call in and say they're having a problem? They send an airstrike. They send in more troops. The battle is against crime. That's what the battle is. So in order to combat the battle, you got to have more troops. The city doesn't have it. So go get reinforcements from the National Guard and bring them in here. All right? Do you see what I'm getting at? And there's no harm and there's no embarrassment in that. Other cities have done it. Why not us? Because it's going to get worse and worse. City of Pittsburgh Police. The mayor's office didn't even have enough money this year to cover what they have budgeted. And now we're down 200 more cops from that being down. And everybody's going around saying they're going to defund the police. Well, my question to any one of you progressive Democrats out there who I hope all get voted out, what are you going to do to combat this? Who's going to fight crime? It'll be martial law in this town. Do you see what I'm getting at? It was bad in Portland. Portland did that, and they had to eat it. Okay? They had to eat it because they got their police defunded. Now it's back being funded, and they're slowly getting things back in order in Portland. All right? The policies in the city on homeless people are wrong. And it's embarrassing. And the city does nothing about it because the city doesn't care. And then you got Ed Gainey here running for a second term. How in the world is that going to happen? What makes you think, Ed Gainey, you can win another term with all this problem that you're having here? You don't even communicate with your own council. I just gave you an example of it from the NFL draft money, that $1 million. You didn't tell city council who are the bankers who do make this decision. You didn't do it. Okay? All right. People want to know why I get upset. Wouldn't you? No, I am. But I'm the only one that does. So I'm going to do like most talk shows do. I'm going to talk like this or like this. And I'm going to say, oh, we can't do that. That's Ralph's opinion local on that one. County Executive Sarah Alvarado put her first executive order. And it is to start paying county employees more money. All right. She wants to raise the whole county as a whole, the minimum wage. And everybody's getting all worked up and pissed off and angry. Okay. Why? I got to pay more money to my employees. I'm going to go out of business. Find a way. Find a way. COVID's over. Find a way. Okay. Raise your prices. Okay. People are tired of working for that $7.25 an hour, and I don't blame people. And the state needs to wake up too, because West Virginia has a higher minimum wage than the state of Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm sorry, the Commonwealth. Worse than Florida, worse than Virginia, and a couple other places. Why? Why can't we be like everybody? Oh, I know, we don't want to do what everybody else does, but we do it. We bring in scooters. We have bike trails or bike rental bikes like they do in every other city and get in everybody's way. They have this, that, and whatever. Okay? That's what everybody else does. But when everybody else is doing higher minimum wage, Pennsylvania's behind the eight ball. So I don't blame Sarah for this, as well as things about housing and some other stuff she did. Good for her. All right? I told you I voted for Joe Rocky, but I will give her a chance. That's as far as I'll go with that. I have no other comments. The update on PCTV, if you heard what I said earlier, PCTV is going to be a no-go. The city's either too cheap or they don't want to deal with it. We were supposed to have a meeting, us producers who are involved in trying to keep it, with Jake Pollock, the deputy mayor, and that meeting hasn't even happened. So I don't know what's going on right now. We're on a holding pattern, as they say. That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Trump visiting Indiana, and after this topic here, we're going to get into about the mental health at Western Psych. That's disgusting too. All right. Trump visited Indiana, PA. He's been visiting around Pennsylvania too, trying to gather voters. No problems. It was at Indiana University. They were on the up and up. They were on it. He's thinking about coming back to the Butler Farm Show for another rally, and good. I want him to. You know, at least Donald Trump has some guts, because some people, like Joe Biden, if he was to get attacked like that, probably would have folded the tent, and most people would. But not Donald Trump. He's not folding the tent. Okay, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't do it either. So he visits Indiana. Indiana had all their ducks in a row, and they were able to, handle this. Now they're coming to Butler. Now Butler, they're still doing the investigation from the last attempted assassination. But this time, Butler says they're going to have their ducks in a row, which means they're going to have everything where they need it to be, and it's going to be done. Better communication, better, and I'm glad to hear that. Okay, because even Joe Biden even said, "Don't, no matter who it is, there's no excuse for this," and there really isn't. I said it on my Ralph's Opinion show at the beginning that it's out of control. Kamala Harris visiting today. They found out, of course, nothing can be hid as to where she's at. She's at Carnegie Mellon University today. So if you want to go scamper over there, go ahead. I can't. I can't. I wouldn't go to her rallies anyway. I'm not voting for her. All right. And I don't have the time. I got important things to do here. I have my Allegheny County Council, Transit Council meeting next. And speaking of that, I am thinking about running for county council. I might run against the guy that represents my area, or I might run for county council at large against Bethany Hallam in 27. I'm seriously looking at that because I've had enough. And you should too, of these progressive Democrats doing stupid things, giving money to prisoners for their commissary. Come on. Really? We have too much progressive Democrats in this town. We got to do something about it. Put in some good Democrats. Put in somebody that knows what's going on. All right. That's Ralph's opinion on that. Okay, before we get into Charleroi, let's talk about the mental capacity situation at Western Psych. It's so bad that the employees had a rally yesterday. The media was there. There was a big rally in front of Western Psych over in Oakland. In case those of you don't know where Western Psych is, some of you do, that are mentally challenged or mentally insane or whatever it is you do. Okay? Like the man who was naked on that lady's porch, he has a mental problem. There's not enough beds and facilities to house these people, so they got to let them go toot, 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 toot. Happens every time. Again, just like the juveniles, when they were running around. You know, that's been quiet lately since Schumann opened. Now, see? So now you wouldn't have all this mental health problem if either the county, the city get together and maybe buy or rent some of these old school buildings from the Pittsburgh Board of Education, retrofit them and put mental people in there. They don't have enough nurses. They don't have enough counselors. They don't have enough of anything to run that place sufficiently. All right. The union for the employees that work there, they wanted in their contract that they don't have to work overtime. And I don't blame them. You got people practically working overtime and living at some of these places because they don't have enough help there. And it's a crisis. It's been a crisis for a while since we closed the state hospitals. And I gave you the breaking news as to why. Because they needed the money to fund the stadiums, both here and in Philly. And don't tell me I'm wrong because I'm right. It came right from a horse's mouth who was involved in that. Told me what happened. And no name. No name. You got to trust me. Okay? And you know me, I call it like I see it. And right now what I see is I see this. I see incompetency. I see nothingness. I see nobody cares. That's what I see right now. And if the governor cared, he would reopen state hospitals. Oh, I know. We can't hire people, which is another reason why you can't open state hospitals. And it all boils down to what I've been saying about laziness. So there you go. All right. It's sad. It really is that those employees got to put up with that. Overnight on each pod, 1 for every 15. That's not how it's supposed to go. But what else are they going to do? Because once again, nobody wants to work. Every week, I come on this program or on Ralph's Opinion or on The Way We See It, and I talk about how people are so lazy they don't want to work, that this is what is going on. And nobody cares. Okay? And it's worse and worse. The homeless situation. City has no idea what they're doing. None. And look at the homeless situation. It's out of control. Not enough beds, not enough places. Bull. I told you 2 weeks ago about what Corey O'Connor did. He went and he did an audit on housing and found out the county has beds, but they're not putting them out there. And he's all over them. And I don't blame him because it's disgusting and unacceptable. All right. Charleroi. And that's Ralph's Opinion Local today on that. Ralph's Opinion Local. All right. Charleroi, Pennsylvania. Yeah, they have Haitians, but get this. Like I talked about Springfield, Ohio, on my other show, Ralph's Opinion, which is before me at 3 o'clock every Wednesday. We may be moving to 7 and 8 o'clock on Wednesday. All right, that's coming. That's possible. All right. But anyway, okay, Charleroi has Haitians living in there. There's 300 of them working at a meatpacking plant. The meatpacking plant needed workers. Did anybody bother to apply? No. So they hired Haitians. And now everybody in the community and everybody around the country is bitching because Trump said there's Haitians in Charleroi. And there's Haitians in Charleroi. But everybody made such a big deal about it. All right. But those Haitians are doing what you don't want to do, and that's something called work with a capital W. Look at McKeesport when DirecTV was there with EchoStar. Remember that? Yeah, I do. Nobody wanted to work, so they had to pull out. They had a nice big 1,000 job customer service thing, and nobody wanted to work. And what's McKeesport like? It's still the same. Charleroi has changed because of these Haitians. They come in, they pay taxes, they work, they're legal, they help the community, they're not problem childs. So what's so negative about Haitians living in Charleroi? Oh, you're jealous because they got a job. Well, go out and get one. Go work at that meat packing plant. I don't want to do that kind of work. I want weekends off. See, that's what the problem is with America today. And I said it on on Ralph's Opinion. I'll say it here on Ralph's Opinion Local, because locally it's the same problem. I don't want to work. Listen, I did what I had to do to make money before I became handicapped. I worked 2 jobs and more. Why? Because that's what I had to do. Okay? But you don't understand that. Nobody understands that. That's Ralph's Opinion on Local on Charleroi and people complaining. Pittsburgh rated number 3 for a huge rat problem. Does that surprise you? Number 3 across the country, or I'm sorry, number 3 in the state, and some, I don't know where they are across the country, but it's below 10. Sad, really sad that we have a rat problem. Once again, we can't fix it. Once again, nobody's doing anything about it. And that's where we are on rats. Okay? So when you see one all over Pittsburgh, don't say I told you so. That's Ralph's Opinion Local on that. Bringing in the National Guard, yes, for the NFL draft. Not only for that, but for help the police. I mentioned that earlier. All right. We have some other stuff to talk about. Big Lots closing schools. Once again, schools talking about how they're going to do better in security. We will see. All that coming up, and your comments, and also the mailbag. All coming right up. I have some mailbag people here waiting for me to read off their thing. And I will do that as soon as we come back right after these words.
Auto repair can be expensive, and sometimes shops rip you off. But I have a shop for you to fix your car the right way at the right price. Big Dog Auto in West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Oil change, state inspection, and more. Call today, 412-999-0191. For good car repair, call the Big Dog. Big Dog's Auto. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do you need flowers for a wedding anniversary, funeral, or for your sweetheart? Call Alex's Flowers today. 412-661-6071. Alex's Flowers is a full-service florist specializing in a variety of flowers, plants, balloons, fruit, munch, gourmet, and plush. 30 years in the flower business, Alex has the right flowers for you. Also online at alexsflowers.com. I'm here today to tell you about some great pizza. This great pizza is at the original Hometown Pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard. Call them at 412-264-4444. Again, that number is 412-264-4444. Eat in, take out, and delivery. Look forward to you calling them. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you, and you get a discount on your order. The original Hometown Pizza.
I'm Ralph Williams. I approve this message. Listen, my family was disrespected recently at a hotel up in Erie. The name of this hotel is the Candlewood Suites in the Mill Creek Mall. You might think, well, how? Well, I'll explain how. I'm handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair. My wife is also in a wheelchair and handicapped. My mother, on the other hand, she walks with a walker. She's 79 years old and can barely walk. Candlewood Suites threw us out of their hotel because we complained. We asked for our sheets to be changed, and it didn't happen. So they decided, because we got angry, to tell us to leave. Okay. Do you want this to happen to you? Then please don't stay at the Candlewood Suites in Erie. Call your friends, call your cousin, call somebody. Do you know somebody that's going to Erie? Do you know somebody that's going to an event in Erie? Do you know somebody that's going to be doing something in Erie? Tell them not to stay at the Candlewood Suites in Mill Creek Mall. I am working diligently to get that place shut down. And believe me, it will happen. Because of what happened to me, I've already reached out to some agencies. It's unacceptable, and it should be to you too. Do not go to the Candlewood Suites in the hotel in Erie and stay there. I'm telling you, you'll regret it. Sleep in your car if you have to, but don't sleep there. I'm Ralph Williams, and I approve this message. All right, we're back here at the Ralph's Opinion Local. Talk about Big Lots. Big Lots wants to shut down. You know, they're in bankruptcy. They're having problems. Big Lots is a closeout store. I haven't been there in a long time. I used to shop at the one in the McKees Rocks area when I lived there. Haven't been to one for a while. Been to the one in North Hills, Penn Hills. I've been to a few of them. So they're closing the one in Monroeville, Aliquippa, and Waynesburg as part of their stores closing all across the country. Big Lots is doing what everybody else is doing, shutting down stores, just consolidating, and that's going to be a loss of jobs, which we have jobs. Nobody wants to work, so they shouldn't have trouble finding a job, okay? Those who work at Big Lots, all right? So there we are, okay? Big Lots closing up, Aliquippa, Monroeville. I'm surprised. Those communities usually were pretty good at shopping in a store like that. No offense to them. I'm not, offending you or not. I'm just telling you the truth. All right. It's Ralph's Opinion Local on that today. Next, new polls are out. Has Trump and Kamala Harris tied at 50-50 in this state. We have in Pennsylvania a lot of undecided voters. We have people who can't make their mind up who they want to vote with, and I don't blame them, because it's actually the best of both. It's not the best of both worlds. As Van Halen would say, it's the worst of both worlds, because we got two candidates that either people don't like, or the one candidate you can't trust. And I can't trust Kamala Harris because she worked with Joe Biden. The economy was bad under her watch. The border was bad under her watch. There was a lot of stuff that didn't work out under her watch as vice president. And I know what you're thinking. Well, she really didn't have that much of authority. Well, maybe she did. She was vice president. What kind of authority don't you want? You're the second person in command in this country. And if President Biden was to die tomorrow, God help him if he did, or whatever, okay, Kamala Harris would automatically be the president, because that's how it works. Now, if Kamala Harris goes down, then automatically it would be whoever the Speaker of the House is, or whatever. Yeah, I think it's the Speaker of the House would be the president. If the vice president was the president, it went down as well. Which in this country these days, and I'm not saying this to be rude, I'm saying it because it's the truth. The way people are thinking these days, it could happen. All right, it just could happen, and that's sad. That's sad that statistic exists, or that's sad that perhaps people are talking about it like that. So Kamala Harris, Trump, 50-50 in Pennsylvania, a lot of undecided voters, and I don't blame people. I've already gave you my stance on voting for Trump. And you're probably sitting or standing there going, well, Ralph, why? Well, I'll tell you why. I think I know this area could be affected, because Kamala Harris is a Democrat, and this area is mostly Democratic. And she'll probably win Allegheny County of all the counties in the state, because Butler and Beaver are Republican counties. All right. I don't know what the other ones are, but we can find out. But when you think about this, think about it long and hard before you look at it and go, wait a minute, do I need to be undecided? Well, guess what? Maybe you do. I don't know. I can't say. Okay. All right. I got something I want to talk about here. City of Pittsburgh, once again, found out today that they're coming up with some kind of stupid ordinance in regards to cats and dogs. I have to get all the details on it. I'm not sure what it is. What I do know is that today, and I'm trying to get her on the show for Monday for the way we see it. Christine Lovey was down there talking about something in regards to pets and cats and dogs. So here we are, the city of Pittsburgh at it again, putting up some kind of silly ordinance in regards to pets. So now I guess they want all these pet places. They don't want to, how do you put it? They don't want to pay for anything or be responsible for anything. And they want all these nonprofits who house cats and animals that don't have real big money to do this. So once again, the city's putting it in somebody else's lap, which of course gets me angry. Again, I don't know what the whole thing was. I missed part of the city council meeting, but I did see Christine Lovey up there. And Christine Lovey used to work for the Pittsburgh police. She got ran out. She took her pension, 31 years there. She got ran out. Okay. To this day, she still cares about pets and works with agencies, involving it. Okay. And she's trying to do everything she can to, to handle this. All right. Fox's Pizza in McKees Rock shut down by the health department. That's sad. I hate when restaurants get shut down like that because it's a big fat no-no. All right. Big fat no-no. How do you live with yourself to have a restaurant that's filthy dirty, mice infested, roaches, or whatever it is you have there? Don't you train your employees to wash their hands? Most of these complaints are employees not washing their hands. Okay? How do you do that? When we went through COVID, you literally had to wash your hands all the time. I still do. Okay? You don't know where people's hands have been. But these restaurants here, you watch Restaurant Impossible, Bar Rescue one time. It'll make you think twice about when you go out to eat. Okay? I was with my friend Bill, and I do DJ occasionally, and we had a gig out at the this was years ago at Mount Pleasant Area High School. Decided to stop downtown Mount Pleasant and have Chinese food at a Chinese place. Went to go to the bathroom. I looked, the kitchen was filthy. Then when I got to the bathroom, there was a car battery in there, oil, brooms, all kinds of supplies right in there with the toilet and the sink. I could barely walk in there. And at that time, I needed my cane. I'm coming back to the table. I said, Bill, I don't know if we should eat. The windows are filthy. Well, somebody stepped up and said something because the last time I went by there going through Mount Pleasant, the restaurant had clean windows. Now, I don't know what the rest of it is, but maybe somebody reported them to the Westmoreland County Health Department because it just seemed like it was, that happened. All right. Nakama on the south side hit with a health department thing. Consumer alert. Mice in their basement or in their office. And then the statement they make was, then I had this argument with somebody yesterday who was trying to defend them by saying, well, it was in the office, but so what? There should be no mice or rats at all or turds or any of that stuff in any of these restaurants. And it's really sad that these restaurants do this. This is, again, laziness. Again, nothing. And again, nobody cares. All three of those are related to these two restaurants being that lazy. To where you can't go eat there because you can't. I used to know the owner of the Foxes, and I'm wondering if it's still the same one. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Probably not, because that wouldn't happen, I don't think. Okay? That's sad. I hate it. I don't like it because, the restaurant's going to lose business now. And, that's irresponsibility, which happens a lot. Okay? Pittsburgh Mills Mall sued over potholes. How wonderful that is. I knew it was coming. This ownership of Pittsburgh Mills, once again, don't care. Well, they're going to care now because not only are they being sued, okay, all right, over these potholes. Have you been up there lately? Have you seen that? If you have, it's disgusting. And you probably had your car, something happened to your car, okay? All right, Pittsburgh Patch is reporting that the potholes have come so much of a problem that the Galleria Pittsburgh Mills, that the township has gone to court to force the mall owner to fill them. That has happened. All right. That was already in the works. Frazier had filed a lawsuit now. This just happened this week. Filed a lawsuit in New York with the New York company named Namtar Realtor, contending that the 2003 agreement between the township and the mall ownership makes the owners responsible for maintaining mall roads. The lawsuit states that the numerous potholes have resulted in, it has. I almost lost my wheel. I was up there and I saw potholes. I mean, it was terrible up there. It's almost like four-wheeling. All right. It says resulted in dangerous driving conditions and safety issues, which of course is true. Two things we don't worry about in this country anymore: health and safety and security. We don't worry about none of them. All right. Okay, the township contends there's no other option than to file a complaint against Namtar because of them ignoring the 2003 agreement. The township has estimated it would cost $4.5 million to make their necessary repairs if they have to do it. And of course, Frazier's a little township that doesn't have that kind of money to do that. So Namsar, shame on you for that. And I think Namsar owns or did own or owns some other property in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure where it is, but I was told they do. Have you been to the Mills lately? The Mills Mall's disgusting, but the only downfall is, or the only upside of this, I'm sorry, I meant to say upside of this is the outdoor part. Them stores make money. The indoor part went bye-bye years ago, but they use it for trade shows and whatever. Haunted house, the haunted house even left because this ownership group's a bunch of knuckleheads. Okay? The haunted house left there. Everything that has anything to do with making money other than the outside entities is done. They have lied to, and again, I'm not sure if it's the same ownership group, but they have lied to many people by saying that they had, they were going to put a NASCAR track there, an indoor water park. Everything was said about how great everything was going to go at this mall, and it never happened. All right, more of Ralph's opinion, or Ralph's opinion local right after these words.
Are you handicapped and having trouble going to do your normal life activities? Well, I have the solution for you. A folding power wheelchair from Fold and Travel Mobility. They have the best models of folding power wheelchairs. Their goal is to provide best-in-class products that allow their customers to live a better and easier life. Call them at 1-877-GOT-FOLD or online at foldandtravelmobility.com. We look forward to you calling.
I'm Ralph Williams. I'm here today to talk to you about DJ Fun. DJ Fun is a party DJ that does exceptional work with parties. Just this weekend, DJ Fun was at the Pittsburgh Rugby Association, the Rugby Association's event, and he DJ'd it. He was very good. DJ Fun has 15 years of experience in doing DJ work. Call today, 412-545-4317. DJ Fun is also part of RW Media Productions. www.RW Media Productions. Check out some of his videos. All right, I'm Ralph Williams, back here again with Ralph's Opinion Local. We're talking Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania, and a whole lot more. All right, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios. Call Mata today, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Also, don't forget about the return of the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, and now we've added Claudia Rosano to the show. It'll be on 1250 AM and 92.5 FM. The Answer, the return of Sports Corner radio show, October 5. It's a Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., and every Saturday after that, 2 to 3 p.m. We're back and better than ever. Some people said we weren't, we'll never get back, but we are. We're here and ready to go once again for a second go round. All right. Anyway, you know what? I have nothing to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. I have some stuff to talk about, but I'm just joking with you. Figure I'd tell you a joke. So, you know. But anyway, all right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, here, I'll tell you something. I'm moving. I'm thinking about getting out of here. Why? Have I given up the ship? No. Have I given up the fight? No. What I don't like is the fact that in this building here, we had a fire here a few weeks back. Oh, by the way, thank you for all the kind words everyone said uh, about what happened. We had a fire here. Somebody was cooking heroin, and they caused the fire. It's still being investigated. I'm hearing there could be criminal charges coming against this woman and eviction. So, which will be good because she was a problem child anyway. But the bottom line is, we had a shooting out here yesterday, and I don't know if it involved anyone in this building, but two women were outside fighting at Warrington and Allen Avenue. I've had enough of gunfire. I've had enough of the things that go on in this building. I've had enough of housing doesn't care. I've had enough to pass the buck. After a while, it gets old. I mean, it really does. I don't wave the white flag, but I might have to this time because it's something that I can't do. I've tried. I've tried. I've been living here for 7 years. I've tried to make us a better place, and it's not. It's not my job to do that. But the management here stinks, and they know it. All right. I complained to somebody from housing today about something. He was a development manager. He came up to say hello. Okay. And this fire has taken its toll on not only me, but my wife and my dog and my mom. Because we all, except me, of course, I have to be rescued by the fire department. I cannot go downstairs and go out the door like everybody else. They did. They were here. I have ServPro coming in here, uh, looking in my air ducts, and I'm getting my air conditioning fixed because it's not off like somebody lied downtown at housing. Okay. So I was making some phone calls today. Let me tell you something. This city, this county, whoever, they'll be ashamed of themselves. All this housing out here, and nobody can get it because it's too expensive. I called a place that I thought was still doing it the way they were doing it, and they're doing it different, and it costs too much money, and I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. Okay. Maybe if my mother convinces me to do it, maybe I might, but I'm not doing it right now. Okay. It's that simple. I'm not paying $2,000 a month for rent. I'm not doing it. And that's why you see a lot of places for rent. You got places now giving you 2 months free rent. You got places right now that are struggling so bad, they're out there calling you, burning up your phone every 5 seconds when you say you want to talk to them about something. Then you tell them no, and they get ignorant with you. You know, Pittsburgh's not what it used to be. And this is my final thoughts today. No city is. I always thought that Pittsburgh would be the city with the small town mentality, nice people. I hear that from people who are transients, and I mean people that come to live here, work here, come to Pittsburgh to visit perhaps. But you don't see what really goes on here all the time. And you don't know what's happening because you're not here to know. This city has gone down the toilet. It's down the toilet. It has. Bad. Lack of police, lack of fire, lack of paramedics. Can't find nobody. The mayor and his progressive friends have decided to run the city into the ground. Corporations are leaving because they can't get tax breaks because these progressives want to put homeless people in their office building. Doesn't work that way. Okay? No communication between the mayor and city council. We spoke about that earlier. None. And this is not the first time. There's been some other incidents like this with this. Okay? All right. Program note. Don't forget tonight, 9 o'clock, I'll be on the kneecap biting Detroit Lions and the NFL Roundtable tonight with Jeremy Ballwick as the host. YouTube and Facebook, I'll be on that show. And then at 10:30, possibly, I don't know, I might be on with Peter Blake and the Sports Web down in Tampa. We do a wrestling segment called Turnbuckle Talk. Okay. Also on this Saturday, our next show for RW Media Productions is this Saturday. 2 shows, 9 a.m. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 1 show, 9 a.m. The External Bum Show with me, Jeremy Ballwick. Me, Ralph Williams, Jeremy Ballwick. Scott Morgenroth and Leo Haggerty. We have a great cast there of characters, and we do talk sports. We talk bums and sports at the beginning, then we talk sports the way the rest of it goes. It's called the External Bum Show. All right. Next Tuesday, I will not be on for Sports Corner because it's my birthday next Tuesday. So Sports Corner will not be broadcast next Tuesday at all. And this show and the Ralph's Opinion, I was thinking about moving to a nighttime for better viewership. Moving it to 7, 8 o'clock and at 8 o'clock at night on Wednesday. I might start that next week. Okay. Because work during this time here, I don't seem to have a whole lot of viewers here for this. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Ralph, you always beat up city council. Ralph, you always beating up the mayor. Yeah, because of stupid things. And stupid never takes a vacation. It happens all the time. Okay. Never takes a vacation. And it's sad. It's really sad. This town is sad. Pittsburgh is sad. All right. And it's really sad. All right. July 8th. Wrestle Talk moves 5 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, July 8th, 5 to 6. Wrestle Talk. We're going to have some guests on this next one in 2 weeks. We'll be back with Sports Corner. And then don't forget about the radio show once again coming up Saturday, October 5, 2 to 3 p.m. The debut of the return of Sports Corner Radio, 1250 AM, 92.5 FM. The Answer with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudio Rosano. I'm Ralph Williams. It's been another great one. I do apologize once again for being late. Had a couple of things going on here. Some people walking in and out and stuff, and I had to talk to somebody who caught me right in the middle of this. Have yourselves a great one. Be safe, please. I'll see you next week. Might be evening. Check my social media platforms. Twitter X I'm on. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and much more. So make sure you take care of those. Check my archive versions on Ralph Williams, RW Media on YouTube. If you're interested in watching any replays of my shows, and also www.rwmediaproductions.com. Have a great one. Thank you for watching. Be safe.